everyone. Today we're gonna learn some Japanese from this scene.
貴様が全部食べたのか。
わしじゃない。デンジが食べておったわ。
すぐバレる嘘。
私分かっちゃった。その魔人の力で8階から出られないんだ。絶対そうだ。
違うが。
落ち着けコメリちゃん。こいつは血の魔人で。
魔人をかばうの。私たちデビルハンターなのに新井君は悪魔の仲間なんだ。スパイだったんだ。
酸っぱいじゃ。
俺は悪魔の仲間なんかじゃ。
絶対スパイだ。
貴様が全部食べたのか。
Here, Arai says, 貴様が全部食べたのか。貴様が全部食べたのか。In English, the grammatical order is subject, verb, and object. But in Japanese, subject, object, and verb comes in the end. In here, 貴様, you, is subject, and 全部, all, is object, and 食べた, ate, is verb. The last, のか, is postpositional particle. 貴様 is a really harsh word, meaning you. But the funny thing is, if you look at each kanji character, first kanji, ki, means noble. And sama has a lot of meanings, but as one of them, formal and respectful version of prefix. So combining together, supposed to be Mr. or Mrs. Noble. And actually history book says several hundred years ago, kisama was used among the higher rank people to call someone respectfully. But this word gradually spread in commoners and started to use to call the person lower than you in despicable way. And if you use kisama now, probably you jackass, that kind of vibe will be included. So I won't recommend you to use it. But the funny thing is, the meaning will be completely opposite if you change sama to dono, which is also the prefix for the higher rank people. It's called kiden. But this is rarely used in the casual conversation. Maybe in the formal speech like some special ceremony, people might, but even formal ones, not many people use it. But this word is still used in writing, such as in the business scene, like an email to the customers or clients. Anyway, like kisama or kiden, Japanese has a lot of ways to say you. The first one, anata. Anata. If you don't know which to use, this one is the most general one and it's safe to use. And kimi. Kimi. This is also a polite one, but not young people use to older people. When you translate the word you to Japanese, probably people use anata or kimi. To be honest, we don't use much these words in casual conversation. Maybe in the business scene or in the school, teacher or your boss might use these words, but actually we use their own name like last name or first name mainly. Or we don't even mention you because the context still makes sense without it. But of course there's the situation that you have to clarify. In that situation, in casual situations, we rather use these words instead of anata or kimi, such as omae, omae, or anta, anta. Actually, anta is changed from anata, anta, anata. Just a. Similar, right? Even though I said you can use these words in a casual situation, that doesn't mean you can use to your friends all the time. Because these words are not polite. So some people might feel offended. So better know your friends before you start use these words. And next, 自分. 自分. Actually, the original meaning is myself, not yourself, myself. But in casual situation, people use it to mean you. This is still not polite, but I use it to my friends a lot. Comparing with omae or anta, definitely 自分 is easy to use. And next, 何時. 何時. This is more like thy or thou. This word is used in Bible or Greek myth. And next, オタク. otaku. This is different from nerds or weebs. The original meaning is your house. We use this word when you speak with your neighbors. Next word is onore. Onore. Actually, same as 自分, this word means myself. You use this word when you are having a fight and being aggressive to people. This word gives the impression that you are looking down on the people and sounds really rude. So actually, I never hear people using this in real life. I guess only anime or manga. Next, てめえ. てめえ. This is also not polite word. People use this word when they swear at people. It's rare, but this word is also used when you call yourself. Next, 我. 我. If the intonation is 我, people higher position in the history or godlike characters use this word to call themselves. But if the intonation is 我, this word is used by the people who is not sophisticated like Yakuza, especially in Kansai area. And they use as me and you both. Next, お主. お主. This word is used by samurai mainly, but the aged character also use it, such as Pixis in Attack on Titan. These are the singular. If you want to change to plural, you have to add tachi or ra. You can use tachi in both casual or formal situation, but I think ra is only casual. And sometimes, not always, it's including the contempt nuance. Here is the example. あなたたち. あなたたち. In the standard Japanese, I don't think people use ra for あなた. But for the next two words, you can use both. 君たち. 君たち. 君ら. 君ら. お前たち. お前たち. お前ら. お前ら. As I said, 貴様 is pretty rude. So I don't say 100%, but the majority of people use 貴様ら, 貴様ら instead of 貴様たち. And next, あんたたち. あんたたち. あんたら. あんたら. 自分たち. 自分たち. 自分ら. 自分ら. Here's the tricky one. You can still say 何時たち. 何時たち. But the real way to read it, なんたち. なんたち. G sound is gone. Don't ask me why, but it changed so. As for this word, I think 何時ら is more popular. Next word, オタクら. オタクら. As for this word, I don't know about たち. オタクたち. Maybe some people use it, but not me. And next, おのれら. おのれら. てめえら. てめえら. 我ら. 我ら. If you use this word when you call yourself, the intonation will be changed. 我ら. 我ら. As I said, when you use 我 as you, it's pretty rough. And when you make it plural, some people might pronounce like わりゃ, わりゃ, instead of saying clearly 我ら. But as I said, this word is not polite at all. So I don't recommend you to use it other than joke. And the last one is お主たち. お主たち. お主ら. お主ら. 食べた is the past tense. In the previous video, we learned how to conjugate the verb when you add てある. This past tense is taking the same way of conjugation. If the verb finish with える or いる, it will be えた or いた. For example, help, 助ける. This word finish with える, so change to えた. 助けた助けた eat 食べる得る so change to 得た食べた食べた look 見るいる so 見た見た wear 着るいる so 来た来た and if the verb finish with うつる it will be た remember to pause before た and if ぬぶむ it will be んだ and if it's く you have to change いた and ぐ change to いだ and すした for example sing 歌う finish with う so you have to change to た歌った you have to have a pause between た and た歌った not 歌った歌った歌った and die 死ぬ finish with ぬ so should change to んだ死んだ死んだむく it's peel むくく sound so 向いた向いた and do する and come 来る are irregular conjugation する past tense is した and 来る past tense is 来たするした来る来た and in the end this line is a question because it's finished with か and intonation is going up 食べたのか食べたのか
わしじゃない。デンジが食べておったわ。
わしじゃないわしじゃない If you change it to the grammatically correct sentence, it will be like this それはわしではないそれ is pointed at the person who ate the food and I can say this is the subject in this sentence and denying that the person is not me. When you only focus on では probably you can find the word used in other meaning, but in here you should remember ではない as one word. This is negative word, meaning I'm not, is not, or I'm not, something like that. It's me, わしだ It's not me, わしではない It's a devil, 悪魔だ It's not a devil, 悪魔ではない In speaking, we often change or make shorter the words to pronounce easily or speak faster. Here, in formal way, we use では But in speaking, we use じゃ quite often. Male or female, it doesn't matter, and mainly used in casual situation. But even in not too formal like business meeting, you can still use it. Like わしではないわしじゃないわしじゃない悪魔ではない悪魔じゃない悪魔じゃない Here, Power call herself わし This means me in Japanese. I, my, me is all same word in Japanese. Just change postpositional particles. So you don't have to remember those changes, but annoying part is like 貴様 you. Japanese has too many ways of calling the first person, depending on the situation, genders, or characters. Here is the list. 私 私 Men and women and girls, any age, formal or casual, everyone can use it, except young boys. This kanji, you can also read 私 It's formal way of 私 boku is used by not only boys but also grown men. The majority of young boys in the early elementary school use boku, but they gradually switch to 俺 as they grow up, because young kids tend to think boku is childish and 俺 is more manly and cool. But actually, boku is not only for kids. When you are grown up and in the situation when you have to behave or humble yourself, you should use boku or watashi. The situation that you can use ore is actually limited. Only casual situation like you are with friends. Even grown men can use ore too, but formal like business meeting, better use watashi or boku. If you use ore in such situation, strict people think you have no manner. Many grown men use these watashi, boku, ore separately without getting them mixed up. For example, my father was using ore when he stayed at home with us, but on the phone from his company, he was using watashi. I never heard of that he was using watashi, so for the first time when I heard that he was using watashi, I was so surprised. And what is more, when we visited my grandma's house, to him, mother-in-law's house, he was using boku. That was funny to me. And like this, I think the grown men use these watashi, boku, ore without getting them mixed up, depends on the situation. Next, washi. Washi. This is used by old men. As you know, power is using it. I think it's because power is vain and has lived long, and I think her personality is almost like an old man, despite of her girl-like appearance. Jibun. Jibun. This jibun is mainly used by sporty-minded or people in army. But of course, it's not limited to those two groups. As I said in the previous section, I use it to mention both you and myself. It's just we don't use these two meanings of jibun together in one line. Listeners need to tell from the context which jibun is used. Atashi. Atashi. This atashi is just derived from watashi. Other than atashi, some people also use ashi or ashi. All of them are used in the casual situation by girls. Uchi. Uchi. This also means I, but this is actually dialect and only girls or women in some countryside use. Probably girls in Tokyo don't use much. And the last one, this is not personal pronoun. Some kids, mainly girls, use their own name to call themselves, like Anya in Spy Family. In real life, some girls use their names too. My nephew was actually using it, but usually their parents try to fix them to use watashi or boku instead. If you're like 4 or 5 years old, it's okay. But if you keep using even after you became 10 years old or even grown up, people think that you are trying to act like a cute little girl, and that looks really pathetic and annoying. These words are all singular. To make them plural, add tachi or la, like a second person pronoun. Watashitachi, watashira, watakushitachi. As I said, la is mainly for casual situation. Since watakushi is formal situation, I don't think it fits la for watakushi. Bokutachi, bokura, oretachi, orera, washitachi, washira, jibuntachi, jibunra, atashitachi, atashira, uchitachi, uchira. Maybe other people has different idea, but for me, washitachi and uchitachi, they don't sound natural to me, but some people might use it. You don't have to remember all, but there are more pronouns for the first person. Onore, temae. As I said before, these also mean you. When they're used as the first person, these sounds old-fashioned but humble way to say. But when they're used as a second person, more or less it includes insulting. And temae will be pronounced more like teme, teme. Shosei, shosei. This is humble way to say I. This is used only by men, mainly in email or letters. There is no female version. Complicating thing is, you use this when you are writing to someone younger or position-wise lower than you. Even though this is a humble way to say, but it's still implying that you are superior than the person that you are writing to. So it is not appropriate to use it to people older or higher position than you. あっち、あっち. I don't think people use it anymore other than joke or in historical plays. This was used by female prostitutes in Edo period. There's similar words like wachiki or achishi or achiki. Sounds all similar, right? Orechi, orechi. This is used by the boys or guys who are trying to appeal his cuteness. Bokuchan, bokuchan. This is also appealing his cuteness, but more like baby-like cuteness. So if grown-up men use this, it's just creepy. Ora, ora, oira, oira. These are giving the impression of country folk. Mainly this is used by boys, but some girls use it to impress like they're boyish, unfashionable, or open-hearted to everyone. I think the most famous character used ora is Goku in Dragon Ball. Sessha, sessha. This is easy. It's used by samurai characters. Soregashi, soregashi. Nanigashi, nanigashi. Both similar to sessha and used by samurai. This literal meaning is I'm no one important, so this is the humble way to call myself. And nanigashi is mainly used to call the third person, but sometimes used as the first person too. Chin, chin. This is the first personal pronoun which only emperor or royals can use. Not mediocre level of nobilities. It's gotta be highest ones. Not only Japanese emperor, for example, l'état c'est mort. Sorry, I cannot pronounce French well, but anyway, this phrase is by King Louis XIV. When we translate in Japanese, we don't use watakushi. Instead, we use chin. Chin wa kokka nari. That's how we translate. Wara wa, wara wa. Japanese princes use it in old days. Maro, maro. This was used by anyone in Heian period, which is from the 8th to the 12th century. Men or women, young or old, even it doesn't matter the status. But in animes, court nobles with short eyebrows tend to use this a lot. Yo, yo. It's similar to ware. This also used in higher rank people in historical novel or anime. It doesn't matter men or women. It doesn't have to be Japanese character. Western characters like Knut in Vinland Saga is using this. Wagahai, wagahai. Old men around in Meiji to Taisho period, which is 19th to 20th century, were using this. We don't use it in real life, but in anime, writers or smarty pants wannabe intellectual guys tend to use this. Honkan, honkan. Mainly policemen use it. Not all the time, but in the formal situation, they use it. Toho, toho. In the business writing, this is used. It doesn't mean only the person, but also the organization that person belongs to. Just that you know, for those words, there are various opinions about the origin or how to use, because Japanese word change in so various way, affected by regions, period, or situation. I just gave one of the ideas, so you might find other ideas when you study by yourself deeper. If you find any different ideas, please share in the comment. Also, this is not all. Like the second personal pronoun, there are more than these. Please share in the comment if you know other personal pronouns. Next line. デンジが食べておったわ. This おった is rough casual way of saying. If you change it to grammatically correct, it will be like this. デンジが食べていたわ。Let's put aside wa for now, which is postpositional particle. Let me explain the basic verb tense. 食べる is the original form. Finish with u sound. 食べる、食べる。Original form implies the habit or future. I eat a slice of bread every morning. This is the habit. You can say 毎朝 every morning. パンを a slice of bread. 食べる eat. 毎朝パンを食べる This is habit. And I will eat a slice of bread tonight. 今晩 tonight. パンを a slice of bread. 食べる eat. Mentioning about the future. There's other way to speak about future, but as a basic style, we use the original form for the future event. Present progressive. 食べている I'm eating. 食べ plus ている食べている Past tense 食べた I ate 食べ plus た食べた Past progressive 食べていた I was eating 食べ plus ていた食べていた Here is the conjugation rule. The conjugation rule is the same way of past tense as I explained in the previous section. For present progressive and past progressive, just use the same conjugation rule and just change the word behind the stem. The word finished with eru sound change to eta for past tense. For the present progressive, you can use eteiru, and for the past progressive, eteita. For example, help, 助ける This is original form. And for the past tense, 助けた Present progressive, 助けている Past progressive, 助けていた The word 食べる eat belongs to this group because it's finished with る sound. If the word finished with いる change to いた for the past tense. いている for present progressive. いていた for past progressive. For example, look, 見る This is the original form. 見た is past. 見ている present progressive. 見ていた past progressive. Also, the word which finish with these sounds take the same conjugation as the past tense. If the word finish with う、つ or る change to ている for present progressive. If it's ぬ、ぶ or む、んでいる If く、いている ぐ、いでいる or す、している For the past progressive form, just change る to た、ていた、んでいた、いていた、いでいた、していた For example, sing 歌う歌った歌っている歌っていた Remember this small 2? You have to stop a little bit 歌っていた Not 歌でいた歌っていた And die 死ぬ New sound So, for past tense 死んだ死んでいる死んでいた Peel 剥く く sound So, 剥いた剥いている剥いていた As always, do 来る and come 来る are taking the irregular conjugation form do する This is the original form. For present progressive, している and past tense, した Past progressive, していた and come. Original form is 来る and present progressive, 来ている Past tense, 来た Past progressive, 来ていた
すぐバレる嘘。
すぐ means soon. バレる is disclosed. This バレる is kind of casual words. バレる is passive. バラす is a transitive verb. This word is something to do with release. 嘘がバレる The lie is revealed. 予定をばらす Cancel the plan. 魚をばらす or 魚がバレる Miss the fish which was hooked once. By the way, this sentence すぐバレる嘘を There is no subject or verb. すぐバレる is qualifying the word 嘘 lie. So direct translation is the lie that can be revealed easily. In Japanese, when you qualify the word with the phrase, you place the phrase before the word.
私分かっちゃった。
わかっちゃった This ちゃった is casual way of speaking. Some verbs take じゃった instead of ちゃった Some people might say てもうたわかってもうた This is Kansai dialect. Or ちまったわかっちまった I think in the most of the case this is used by male. Or ちったわかっちった Mainly girls use this to make it sound cute. And the grammatically formal way is verb plus てしまった This てしまった has two different meanings. The first meaning is to have done, to have finished, meaning completion. As you see the word finish with ta, this is past tense. And the second meaning is did something with regret. In this Kobeni case, number 1, I have figured out completion, no regret. The way of conjugation is the same with past tense. Let me repeat one more time. If the word finishes with 得る change to 得てしまった or if it's casual 得ちゃった help 助ける助けてしまった助けちゃった or the word finish with いる change to いてしまった or casual way いちゃった look 見る見てしまった or 見ちゃった If the verb finish with う、つ or るてしまった and ぬ、ぶ、むんでしまった If the word finish with くいてしまった and ぐいでしまったすしてしまった For example, sing 歌う So 歌ってしまった die 死ぬぬ死んでしまった peel 剥く剥いちゃった And the casual way ちゃったんじゃったいちゃったいじゃったしちゃった歌ってしまった歌っちゃった死んでしまった死んじゃった向いてしまった向いちゃった and do するしてしまったしちゃった and come 来る来てしまった来ちゃった
その魔人の力で8階から出られないんだ。
From this line, let's learn postpositional particles more. In Japanese, there are 4 types of postpositional particles which doesn't conjugate. And the first one is nominative particle. This particle is added to the word which doesn't conjugate, explaining how the word is related in this sentence. For example, が、の、お、から、え、で are included in this group. And the next one is conjunctive particle. This particle is added after the conjugated words and connect the sentence after. For example, ば、 とてもがて And the next one is supplementary particle. This particle is added to the word and add additional meaning. For example, まで、だけ、など. The last one is sentence ending particle. This is added to the end of the sentence and add the additional meaning. For example, か、な、ぜ、の、わ、や. And there are many more particles and it will take forever to explain everything. So for now, let's stick on the particles that Kobeni used here. First, no. It's similar to of or apostrophe and s in English, or sometimes in. Use no to qualify B by A. Always the first word qualifies the second word. For example, デンジのチェーンソー Denji's chainsaw. 私の血 My blood. 永遠の悪魔 Eternity devil. ホテルの部屋 The room in the hotel. And also we use no to explain the position. For example, 家の前 家 is house. 前 is front. 家の前 in front of the house. 机の下 机 is desk. 下 is under. 机の下 under the desk. 部屋の中 部屋 is room. 中 is inside. 部屋の中 inside of the room. Another particle, で in this case is similar to with or by. In this case, with the faint power. This is the method. Other than this, there are some other meanings about で. If you add this particle after the place name, in that case, the meaning will be at. For example, 図書館で勉強する図書館 library 勉強する study 図書館で勉強する Next one. If you add で after a quantity or time, you can indicate the limitation. For example, 100円でこれを買った100円100 yen これ this 買った bought 100円でこれを買った I bought this for 100 yen. Next meaning, reason 地震で電車が止まった地震 earthquake 電車 train 止まった stopped. Because of the earthquake, the train stopped. This article で has more meanings, but these are the most basic usages. Okay, next particle from this line is から から This is easy. It means from. In this case, 8階から出られない8階 8th floor 出られない can't get out 8階から出られない Other example 1時から勉強する1時 1 p.m. 勉強する study study from 1 p.m. 母から話を聞いた母 my mother 話 the story 聞いた heard 母から話を聞いたぶどうからワインを作るぶどう grape ワイン wine 作る make ぶどうからワインを作る
絶対そうだ
Grammatically speaking に is needed after 絶対。絶対に The word with に is adverb. 絶対に means absolutely in English. Without に 絶対 is known, but in speaking, you can cut に and still use as adverb. As I explained in the previous video, something plus だ. In this case, そう plus だ. そうだ. This so means like that. So, this Japanese so and English so is the same meaning here.
違うが
This 違う means wrong, and this が is conjunctive particle. But with the conjunctive particle, another sentence supposed to be followed after. But in this case, it's omitted. I assume the full line will be like, it's wrong, so what? 違うが何か? But this 何か what is deleted. And this が means so. But please note, depending on the situation, が sometimes means but too.
落ち着けコメリちゃん
This 落ち着け This is older form. 落ち着く is the original form, finishing う So change it to え 落ち着け About the conjugation of older form, please check the previous video. And here, as I said, 小紅ちゃん Chan is a prefix, used in a casual situation and usually to address girls. Even grown-up ladies, you can use Chan as a nickname. Also, we can use Chan to boys as a nickname, like 爆豪勝樹かっちゃん in My Hero Academia. If Chan is for female, Kun is for young males, mainly used to address boys, but older people use this to call younger ones, even they're over 30s or 40s. It doesn't matter. Sometimes they also use it to ladies, even in business situation. And the most popular prefix is san. It's generally and formally used. It doesn't matter male or female. If you don't know which to use, you can just go with this. And sama is a more formal version of san. When you call your clients or customers, maybe this is the best choice. And also, when you write a formal email, you should start with the last name plus sama in beginning. Also, when you write the address in the letter, you should write last name, first name, and sama. Sama is good enough in the formal situation, but if you want to, you can use dono for higher rank people in writing, not in speaking much. You can also use shi, which is Mr., Mrs., and Ms. It's a formal prefix in writing, but unlike sama or dono, the way you'll be using is a little bit different. In my opinion, it doesn't sound natural if you use it to the person you are speaking or writing to. Mainly you should use it to the third person. This is completely my opinion. If you think it's wrong, let me know. But some people use this she as a nickname, so in that case you can use it to the person you are speaking to. But just let you know, this nickname style is often used by the nerd or geek characters in anime, like Dal in Steingate. Next one is sensei. Literal meaning is teacher. But you can use this not only to teachers, but also doctors. If you know lawyers or politicians in person, you can use sensei when you call them too. About names, there are some tips. When you say your boss's name, when you talk to the person from the other company, it doesn't matter in writing or speaking. You shouldn't use any prefix. Even your president, you can just say only last name without prefix. This is nothing rude about it. This is just a way of praising the people in other company by lowering the people in your own. This is the most common rookie mistake. If you know this rule, your coworker will be so impressed for sure. But be careful, you don't use prefix only when you talk to the people from the other company. When you talk to the people from the same company, of course you have to use prefix. One more thing about names. If you get to know the person more, you can be the first name based. But in Japan, many will start to call each other by the last name first, and gradually change it to the first name base or nickname. If it's the same gender group, moving to the first name base is quick. But if it's different, like girls and boys, in many cases, stay in the last name level. That's why it's a huge deal to young couples to call each other by first name for the first time, because it makes them feel more special each other.
こいつは血の魔人で
This, that, it, これ、あれ、それ。This, こいつ is similar to that. This person, こいつ。That person, あいつ。The person, そいつ。These words are actually rude. If you are really close to the person or you are looking down on the person, you can use them. But here are the more general way to say. This person, この人。That person, あの人。The person, その人。人 means actually person. So this is a more direct translation. But if you want to be more polite in formal situation, use these. This person, この方。That person, あの方。The person, その方。Or, this person, こちら。That person, あちら。The person, そちら。Literal meaning of this word is this side, that side, its side. But it's okay to use to people. Instead of こちら、あちら、そちら, you can use こっち、あっち、そっち in the casual situation. To kids, you can say like this. This kid, この子。That kid, あの子。The kid, その子。Here's the example how you introduce someone to other people. Case 1. If you introduce your mother in formal situation, こちらは母の花子です。Even though it's a formal situation, you shouldn't use この方 to your mother. この方 should be used to the person higher position than yours, but same as prefix, you shouldn't use this to your boss when you introduce them to people from outside. Even your boss is the greatest person, you should always set your boss lower than the people from outside. So same like this, even your mother is the sweetest lady in the world, you shouldn't use この方. Case number 2. When you introduce your little sister to your friend, how are you gonna say? こっちは妹の花子だよ. Or この子は妹の花子だよ. Case 3. If you want to introduce your boss to the person from the other company. こちらは上司の木村と申します. As I said, don't use この方. こちら is more suitable. Case 4. Introduce your client to your boss. こちらはトヨタの木村さんです。Or この方はトヨタの木村様です。Case 5. Young kid with no manner introduce their friends to others. こいつたかし。Case 6. High schooler introduce their friends to others. この子、花子って言います。Depending on how close they are, it doesn't matter they use first name, last name, or nickname. Case 7. Grown-ups introduce their friends to others. こちら、木村さんです。Also, it's okay to introduce by first name or last name, it doesn't matter, but as a grown-ups, maybe last name plus san or last name and first name and san is better as a manner. These are the just examples. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, phrase by phrase. But I hope by now you can tell what words you can use or not to use depending on the situations. Okay, let's go back to the line of this scene. こいつは血の魔人で. Since Alai has no respect to Fiend, he is using こいつ to power. And do you remember the particle の血の魔人? The word 魔人 is qualified with the word blood, 血. This particle で is one of the conjunctive particle, meaning and to connect with the following sentence. But Arai couldn't finish the sentence, interrupted by 小紅。
魔人をかばうの。私たちデビルハンターなのに。
This particle を is another nominative particle, and noun plus を becomes object. As I said before, in English, grammatical order is subject, verb, and object. In Japanese, you can say noun plus を and verb. For example, 魔人をかばう。魔人 fiend かばう protect 魔人をかばうパンを食べるパン bread 食べる eat パンを食べる悪魔を殺す悪魔 devil 殺す kill 悪魔を殺す And another particle, no, is sentence ending particle for question. In the next line, wa is skipped after 私たち. So grammatically correct line should be 私たちはデビルハンターなのに. This なのに can be separated to な and のに. This な, the original form is actually だ. So make a simple line. 私たちはデビルハンターだ。We are devil hunters. And add のに, which is the conjunctive particle and meaning regardless or even though. Since this is the conjunctive particle, there is supposed to be another sentence followed, but you don't see any. It's because actually the first line is supposed to be the second line. It's flipped. 私たちはデビルハンターなのに魔人をかばうの私たちはデビルハンターなのに魔人をかばうの This is a natural conversation. It's okay to flip it.
荒井君は悪魔の仲間なんだ
なんだ is speaking word. なのだ is the grammatically correct word. This word can be separated な plus no plus だ grammatically speaking, but you can just remember it as one word. This word implies strong assertion or explanation. Other than this なんだ this line is pretty simple sentence. A is B. A は B だ In this case, 新井くん is A and は is the particle added to the subject and 悪魔の仲間 is B. 新井くん is 悪魔の仲間 Remember this particle の悪魔 devil is qualifying 仲間 friends 悪魔の仲間 Also 新井くん kun This is a prefix Because for Kobeni, he's a similar age colleague and close to friends level. So that's why Kobeni is using kun to Arai. Arai kun は悪魔の仲間だ Change だ to なのだ to stress more on the assertion. And change it to casual speaking. 新井くんは悪魔の仲間なんだ。
スパイだったんだ
だった is the past tense of だ。スパイだった。And んだ is the same as のだ in the previous section. スパイだったのだ but change to casual speaking way. スパイだったんだ。Here, past tense is used, but I think present tense is still okay. スパイなんだ。But by using this past tense, it's emphasizing that he has been a spy all the time.
酸っぱいじゃ。
じゃ is a speaking version of だ。Mainly, old men use this. Spy and 酸っぱい, which is sour, sounds really close. It's just a word play. This sentence is nothing to do with the story. But we do this kind of word play a lot as a joke. For example, the famous word play from AOT is エレンの家が Eren's house and エレン家が and 家が similar, right? In sub, it says Eren's house is eavesdropping. I'm not sure this translation fit in this situation, but I can tell this translator must have had really hard time to translate this line. Like this wordplay, which we call dajare, is the most annoying thing to translators. But in this scene, I think they found nice word, spy and spicy. It's similar in spelling. Also, I think it's close to original Japanese tone.
俺は悪魔の仲間なんかじゃ。
Nanja is a speaking word. In writing, you have to say なのでは, and this sentence is not finished. If you change this to grammatically correct sentence, 俺は悪魔の仲間なのではない。俺は悪魔の仲間なのではない。Remember, なのだ means strong assertion and explanation, and also ではない denying. なのだ plus ではない combining these two words なのではないなのではない negative form of stronger assertion. Again, the particle に is skipped after 絶対 but still used as adverb 絶対スパイだ. You know what this means by now. It has no subject in this sentence and they use that for assertion. Absolutely, you're a spy. That's the meaning of this sentence. Okay, that's it for today. Let's watch the scene one more time.
貴様が全部食べたのか。
わしじゃない。デンジが食べておったわ。
すぐバレる嘘。
私分かっちゃった。その魔人の力で8階から出られないんだ。絶対そうだ。
違うが？
落ち着けコメリちゃん。こいつは血の魔人で。
魔人をかばうの。私たちデビルハンターなのに。新井君は悪魔の仲間なんだ。スパイだったんだ。
酸っぱいじゃ。
俺は悪魔の仲間なんかじゃ。
絶対スパイだ。
That's for today. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in the next one.